Welcome to another episode of the PLA podcast. It's such a treat to have this incredible guest that I have been so excited to meet and interview since we just recently met in our in person event in Dallas, Texas, not very long ago. Abhishek, welcome once again to the PLA podcast.
It's my pleasure to be on your podcast, Tanya.
It, it's an absolute treat. And I would love to formally introduce you to our audience because they actually haven't gotten the absolute privilege that we have had in the PLA community of getting to know you. And I would love to run them through your story. So, Abhishek Kaur, born and raised in the small border city of UP, India. Grew up navigating challenges around opportunity and infrastructure, lessons that shaped his resilience and leadership early on. From a young age, his parents' deep belief in education laid the foundation for both him and his sister to pursue excellence and lifelong learning. Today, Abhishek has been happily married for over 20 years and is a proud father of two children, a college sophomore son and a high school junior girl. Outside of work, he's passionate about music, chess, mathematics, and known for his adventurous spirit. Whether that's tackling a new sport, traveling, or exploring cuisines as a true foodie. Professionally, Abhishek brings over 23 years of leadership in digital transformation, governance, risk and compliance, data modernization, and advanced analytics. He's successfully led global teams, architected enterprise scale solutions, and driven operational excellence across industries, including finance, healthcare, and manufacturing. With a master's in computer application and a bachelor's in mathematics, he combines both technical expertise with people first, purpose driven mindset. Abhishek's journey is one of curiosity, courage, and continuous growth, proving that true leadership is about learning, evolving, and inspiring others all along the way. Abhishek, welcome once again to the PLA podcast.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you for your kind words. It's a pleasure to realize all these things. Thank you for that.
It's a true treat, and I love this part of the PLA podcast. It sounds so simple. It's the beginning intro because it allows you as a guest to really see in real time this incredible evolution of your work and who and everything you've been through and who you have become in the process.
Yes, very true. Very true. Yeah, it reminds of the journey from start till date, and it's a long way to go. So,
Beautiful. And there's still so much ahead, which is so exciting. Celebrating the years of success, and even of resiliency and learning and everything you've been through. I would love for you to take us back to the very beginning. Where did it originally start?
yeah, nah, I was just thinking about how it all started. Somewhere where I born and raised, uh, it was a very small town, and you don't have big dream. Like, okay, you are just going on, and the way the life takes you, right? So, like yeah when we grew up, we didn't had proper power. Even I can say we used to study in the candles, and in the evening, majority of the days we won't find any power. So yes, I think those struggles and those things that make you a person, where you learn what the hardship is in life, right? And it is a building block basically for anyone. When you struggle and you still go ahead and achieve that. So yeah, I remember like evening 5 or 6 o'clock, the power will go off. Like there will be no power till 10 or 11. So if I have to study, you have to study in the candle and the gas light. So yeah, we studied in those scenarios. But yeah, thanks to my parents who were always pushing us towards the education. And yeah, a lot of them don't won't uh, basically, you can say, they won't be pursuing much education, but yes, we were always intended towards it. Me and my sister, both of us, are very much aligned. And yeah, it is their perseverance and their hard work and their patience with us that pays that we are here today, and trying to bring name for them. So yeah.
Abhishek, I love this story. And you know, this is why I love the PLA podcast so much is I think I know each and every one of you so well. And then we host the PLA podcast and I learned so much more. And it just, you know, grows my care and my appreciation for each and every one of you so much more. I love the visual of seeing you, just imagining you studying by candlelight. And then I have this like for whatever reason, this beautiful little moment or memory that comes up of imagining you losing power in the US with your family and you're thinking, wow, it's as if I'm back into my childhood, you know, studying or reading by candlelight. So there's something really touching about this. And the last little piece I wanted to share before passing the mic back to you is there's something immensely touching about those who have had to start with such humble beginnings because they really take on these opportunities that are gifted and given to them and run with them because they know the power and value of those opportunities because that's not what they grew up with.
Yes, very true. Yeah. You start appreciating things when you don't have it and you earn it. So, like one of our leaders
Wait,
said,
wait, wait.
right?
Abhishek, pause there. You start to appreciate things when you don't have them, but you earn them. And that I had to reshare your quote because it was so powerful. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think that that quote is going to be one of the most powerful quotes in the podcast and we've just begun. Please go for it.
Yeah. So, so when you start realizing that, okay, you have come off from those building blocks, right? I always think that any problem, anything that has there, it always has. If you just do your basics, right? If you just put the building blocks, even a mansion or a castle can be made. You have to just envision whether you are building a house, you are building a hut, you are building a house, you are building a mansion or a castle, right? It all begins with those building blocks, and if you have them right and put them, you can envision the way you want to build it. So that is how the base or the initial education helps us out. Any one of us, if you see, we have whosoever has gone up, they have done their basics right. So if you do the basics, if you see any of the advanced concepts, they don't come from anywhere else. They are just the basics, just molded in a different way,
Mm,
right?
wow.
If you see, it's not something extraordinary that came in. People just thought differently on those basics.
Wow.
So that is what drives. Yeah. Go ahead.
I love this. I think that you're so right. It doesn't matter the size of what you're building as long as you stick to the basics, knowing that the basics are the same across the board. And yet, you bring up a really important point. Having a vision for what you're building is actually essential because you will know how to build according to these basic foundations that may not change. So you may position those blocks differently. You make moves or decisions that are slightly different, but the basics will always remain the same. I think that
Yeah.
there's some really key elements right there.
Yeah, yeah, and that is what we have learned, right? As you go learn advance anything, right? Either it is a training and advanced maths, advanced science, it all goes for the basic,
Mm.
right? First, you have to do the basic, and then you go into the next level, intermediate, and then advanced, right? So that is how it happens. Everything in life goes through that. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Powerful. And Abhishek, I'd love to know if you were to give yourself one piece of advice that you wish you knew at the beginning of your career, knowing everything that you know now, what do you wish it would have been?
Ah, yeah, and one thing I would say is, which I read recently, maybe I can say today, and that's very true. And it gave me a reflection that yes, it's true, and maybe a lot of different things are there. You need to pay the price.
Oof.
Either you pay it through discipline today, or you regret and pay it later. So
Ooh.
you have to pay it, and what come what may, if you have to grow, growth comes at a price, and for that growth you have to pay that. So somewhere, yeah, I think I was aware, but I knew things, but it was not ingrained into me,
Wow.
right? And when I read the quote, and I was like, okay, yes, this is true. I was thinking, Yeah, just now it came up, and it was so, um, yeah, speechless about that, because just a lot of things reflecting in my mind. What could have been much better than what I am today?
It is a powerful quote, and you're so right. It does bring us into a sense of deep reflection. Like just listening to that quote, all of a sudden my own mind is going to all the decisions I could have made earlier through discipline, and I ended up paying the price later of having to put in the work or missing out or whatnot. And then what are the decisions right now I could be making and implementing continuously through discipline, so I do not have to pay this other price forward or this other price later. And I love this, and it's an invitation for everyone listening to the recording right now, and to invite them to think of how could I lean deeper into discipline today to pay the price today versus paying the price in the long run. That may be a much bigger price to pay in the end.
Yeah, yeah. I just remember, with that quote. I I just remember today, like a couple of weeks back. I usually do my hiking on every Saturday morning. We have a group who goes every Saturday morning. So one of the Saturdays, couple of weeks back, I was just like, I was back from India, and I was like very restless. I was like, no, I'm not going to go. I told someone in the night, Friday night, okay, yeah, I will go. The group, I'll be coming. But Friday, Saturday morning, I was like so restless. I was like, no, I don't. I'm not feeling like going. I should rest. But just that, when they called me up, I was like, okay, yeah, I will come. But then I realized I should not go. But then the discipline kicked in, and I said, okay, let me try it out. Maybe I'll not do the full 4 mile or 5 mile hike, and then we'll come back. But believe me, the discipline of getting back and going for the hike, uh, I was more energetic. It was just the initial kick that was saying, like, okay, be in the bed, don't go. But later on, I realized that when I went there, I did the entire 4 mile, and it is not. It's you have to pay the price of the sleep, which you were thinking. So the discipline. Either I go there, but I was feeling so relaxed and so energetic that day. I can't tell that. So that's the price that.
I love that, Abhishek, and it makes me think of all the times we don't feel like doing something, even though we know it's the smart decision. It's like I love that the magic is in the work we're avoiding. Is a quote
Music is
that
a
Vamsi
welcome
often shares, and there's just so much value in this piece. So it's an invitation of, there's so many moments that we end up benefiting from and having all of these amazing things happen because we chose to do the thing we were avoiding. We chose to move past the resistance and continue to show up. And there's power to that. Every single time I've pushed past that resistance and decide to show up or take action, what I ended up getting out of it was way greater than what I could have imagined originally. And so you're bringing us such an important point here, and something that we all need to be reminded of, really.
Yeah, yeah, very true. And I think those small habits and those small steps, which we can also take it like a building blocks or a basics, right? If we just do that, everything will fall in place. So we just get so distracted with so many things moving around that we just lose track of it, and we just fall apart and think, oh, okay, something attractive comes up, and we think, oh no, this is what we should do. But if we just do our basics right, and think, that has been my motto at work as well. And I feel like something where everything can be done with the basics. So if you just do it right, do it right, it will all be falling in place.
I love it. And so it actually leads me to my next question. So many people go through major challenges in their work, in their career, in their life, and we don't often talk about them because people, are ashamed about these things, or it's almost like this hush hush. Like, we want to talk about the accomplishments, we want to talk about the great wins, we want to talk about how amazing the journey has been. And really, the reality is, a big portion of the time, it's not that amazing, and it's quite challenging. And so I'd love to hear from your own journey and perspective, what were the greatest challenges of your career and journey?
Yeah, okay, nice. It's a nice question. So it takes me back and think, what are the challenges? So right now, if I see, right, kind of overcome a lot of different challenges, right? There was a time when And the ride has not been so rosy, right? So there was a time when I was like so much taken back with my failure, right? And then I said, no, I'm not going into the science. I'm going to take the finance, right? But then the life moved on, and I someone told talked to me, and then uh, like as you grow, you feel like, oh, you have not achieved this. You start to move into the other direction, right? That is where the distraction is, right? A lot of people achieving something and you try to do and you fail. So I would say is like we just need to put our focus in the right direction and keep on doing that,
Mhm.
right? A lot of times I failed, and the way I succeeded is keeping the focus intact, keeping the goal. So this Muhammad Ali said, the champion is not made in the ring, it's made outside of the ring. So the same thing, uh, you will not be able to succeed one on first attempt. There are chances that you will fail and then you will succeed. You might go two steps up and one step back. Don't get disheartened with that one step back or whatever has taken you back. If your goal is clear, if you know what you have to do, just go for it. And not today but tomorrow you will succeed. Things are happening, they are going into the world for you, and they will come back to you. So that whole concept really helped in a lot of different phases. I can say, like when I was in my starting for my, I was going into the commerce or finance, and then came into back into science. Same thing happened a couple of other times. I was giving the multiple round of interviews for Oracle. At one point of time I was not succeeding, but when the time was right, I got it. And that same day I cleared like 9 round of interviews. So it was like amazing. I felt like, oh, okay, nothing bigger than that. But the point is, you need to keep on putting your energy, and once you have it, you will get it.
Oh,
So when everything, even the water boils only at a certain temperature. It keeps on raising, the temperature keeps on raising, it doesn't boil, right? So it,
yeah.
you are boiling inside, and you will get the success once you reach that temperature.
I love this metaphor. And it's such a relevant insight for our times. And the reason why is we have become so impatient with the process. So many of us want quick wins, great results right now from day one. And the reality is that's not how life works. There's this beautiful gestation period that has to happen, that is essential to us achieving, receiving, creating, becoming, etc. There is a process of transformation that life is leading us through that is necessary for us to receive, create, become that person, lead by example, etc. And I love that you bring this up because we forget this. And the problem is with the age of technology, we've become so distracted and so impatient that we want it now. So it's a reminder that it is on its way, and you are on your way. And this process of continuing to take action, even though you may seem to be failing on paper and it may not have materialized in the way that you like, it's to continue and to keep going. I think there's such a beautiful share there that you brought up, and it's so important, really.
Yeah, and also it gives a lot of stress. If you see, a lot of people are stressed out because of that, because when we fail, we feel like we don't need to fail.
Oh,
And that is what, because like you said, right, the technology is in our hand. There's I say it like, we are into the kind of a microwave culture. We are
so
having the food ready, we just put into the microwave, 1 minute the food is ready, right? But previous, but it is already cooked, it is already till there, right? But if you cook it on your own at home, it will take an hour, right? So the life is like a normal journey, it's normal cooking the food. It's not like a microwave thing. It's good to have it. There's nothing wrong against it, but life has its own course. Everyone has to go through the whole journey. So this is something that I wrote some time back. Like, there's something called life, and everyone has to go through it.
oof, so good, so good. And we
So,
all
so it is.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was gonna say we all know that a microwaved meal is never as good as a freshly cooked homemade meal that we've spent hours slaving on. And oftentimes it's actually not about the dish itself, it's about the memories we made in the kitchen with those we got to cook with. So I love this. I love this metaphor around, the microwave metaphor for success, really.
Yeah, and we are all looking at that, right? Like quick success, life is there. Assuming like 30 years of corporate life, 35 years. So you have to grow and become that, right? The essence is uh, the precious time is in the journey. It's not in the success. You cherish the journey that you take to succeed. That is what is life. So somewhere I read it, and that's very powerful. And a lot of our leaders also say that learned it from a lot of different leaders that uh, you need to cherish every moment, cherish the journey rather than the success or failure. Because when you're at the top, you are looking at, oh, you have achieved this, now you're looking at something else. You will never be able to cherish the journey that you have because you have already achieved it. So you will try to connect the dots and the back, what, but cherish only you can do when you are going through the ups and downs of it.
Oof, so good, so good. And our next question that I have for you, and part of it is, it has destabilized so many industries, and so many people see it as good, and some people see it as a threat, and some people just don't know how to react with this new tool, which has been, the oncoming of AI, which has been huge and has shifted every single one of our lives, like, in so many beautiful ways, and in some ways in scary ways, challenging ways. It's just so much change in such a short amount of time. I would love to get your perspective, take, or experience on AI and get you to share that with the audience.
Okay. Yeah, nice one. And I think I'm not sure if my perspective will be, people will, I think it will give a thought for everyone to think about it.
Okay.
So if you see that, right, AI, what we are seeing right now. So if you see an AI is a big word, right? It has a lot of different ingredients into it. It has machine learning, deep learning, and all that. And then a small part of it is generative AI that has come up right now, right, which has created a lot of waves in the market, and everyone is talking about it. It's just a small part of it, right? It is generating new thoughts and coming up. AI is going to, initially when AI came back in 2022, uh, I someone asked me, oh, it can generate a lot of different things. I said, no, AI cannot do it, but AI can do it. It is going to stay here, right? The way I see AI is, it's not a threat, it's an opportunity. And for every one of us, right? Uh, See, the way AI I talked about, right? Generative AI is only part of it. But there is like a reinforcement learning. What is like reinforcement learning? We learn from our experiences. Think of a human life. We all learn every day from our experiences.
Yeah.
A kid is not an experience, not having an experience, as they gain experience as they grow. Same way the AI is. If you think of it like you are growing a baby, right? It is in that stage.
Yeah.
Okay, you are making it learn the right and the wrong, the hallucinations. That is what the kid does not understand, right? You are teaching it. So if you think of it like that, and there are so many things like chain of thought which comes up into it. What is the prompt that you are giving, right? It is something like what is the thought that you are giving it to it, right? Prompt, what is the question that you are asking? It is same as like what you ask me. If I didn't understand the right question, I will give a wrong answer. I will not give a right answer.
Mm.
That is where AI is. It is a system which is growing. We are trying to make it. Yes, it can think many more steps ahead,
Yeah.
right? Because there are multiple different people whose learning has gone into it.
Wow.
But it is going to enhance every one of us. And the way we are growing, we are till now thinking we are the ones who, like, I can think, oh, this is the only knowledge that I have, but there is so much of knowledge which tons of knowledge sitting outside of it. AI is gathering that knowledge and giving you that. If we don't have time to read every book, right? AI can give us that knowledge. So think of it for your future enhancement rather than looking at it as a something which is stopping you or taking you back or taking away your job, because AI also has to learn. There are so many things. It's just a small drop in an ocean right now of the AI. Just to give you a background, um, when I was doing my master's, I had AI as an elective subject.
No way.
Yes, 23 years back, I did AI. Okay.
What? This is
So,
amazing.
so now I am seeing it. That time I took it like, okay, I need to learn something new.
Wow.
Okay. And now I am seeing that in between that phase, I did the programming into that language, which is called Lisp. At that point of time, that was the language.
Mhm.
We did that, some small programming. But the way the technology has evolved, same way the AI has evolved. And we have come up with now where we can make it much bigger, and rather than fearing about it was already there. When I did my masters, I had someone taught me. The first thing is someone taught me. So this means they already learned it
Wow.
before that, right? So it is, people were always inquisitive to learn about AI, just that now more of the fear that has gone in. Rather than that fear, we should say, what are the good things that AI can bring in for every one of us?
Yeah.
So that's that
I
that is.
love, yeah, I love that 23 years ago, this was already part of courses of study. Like it goes to show AI is nowhere near being new. AI has been there for so long. It's now we're seeing it hit the general public at a level that we never expected. I mean, maybe, some of the experts saw this coming a long time ago and really predicted this time. Um, and maybe really accurately they would think, oh, to 2024 the masses will start using it and etc. But it's fascinating to know that so many people are reacting to AI as if it's brand new, but the reality is AI has been there for so long, and many have been studying its applications and most likely where it could be taken. What I also love about your share, which is so key, is AI is learning just as we are learning. So the more we feed it with our questions, with our insights, with our ideas, with our prompts, the more it is growing. So it's actually a co-creative, collaborative partnership between humans and AI that is growing this machine learning more than ever. And it's funny, I hadn't thought of that, and that wasn't something that was presented before. So thank you for sharing that, Abhishek.
Yeah.
It puts
And
things
if
in
you see,
perspective.
Tesla and other cars, they are also having a reinforcement learning. The cars have that reinforcement. They see the environment outside, and then they understand if an object comes, what you have to do, right? So there's also a reinforcement learning, and that is what is growing them. Like as a kid, when you first started walking, you might have fallen off, right? Then you started learning. Okay, you don't have to do this, and you started learning. That is what is reinforcing. The same thing is there. Just treat it as like a kid. You will start appreciating it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I totally agree. I wanted to touch on PLA just for a moment before I ask my favorite question of the evening. My next question is, what originally drew you to a community like PLA?
Yeah, I was always looking for something where see, I have one leader who I in few years back when I met her. She went through 12 books in a year.
Oh, wow.
Every month the target was one book, and that fascinated me. Okay, this is so much of learning that is there. I've always been fascinated about the leadership, and so when PLE came up, I was it came up in January, and I was like, the next week was very busy. I was like, okay, one Saturday, I said, okay, let me just go ahead and see what PLA is, and believe me, when I went there and just heard Vamsi talk about it, our leaders, it was just, I was just like, just surrender to it, kind of. You listen to him, and then it's not surrendering, because the wisdom that he brings in, right? The wisdom that you get from so many books, like I said, I have always read, like every leader reads a book. I was never a person who will read a book, right? After college, it's like, no, don't read the book. But somewhere you realize that you have to do it.
Yeah,
And that is where it has developed that habit into me. And I have seen the benefits of it. I have read the book like Gap and Gain and others. And
brilliant.
believe me, that book changes your mindset. I never knew this.
So
That
true.
is that whole mindset change is what I was looking at. I was always, like I said, right? You are growing, you're growing, coming to a stage where you are kind of halted. You're not able to break that ceiling. So I was looking at something how I can break that ceiling and go into the next level. I'm looking for a leadership role, and but the thing is, like you said, right? We are not able to achieve that. The water is not boiling because it is going up till that level, but the temperature is not there. What is that is missing? This whole leadership thing was missing to understand how I can uh, what the leaders think.
Yeah.
You will get the thing. See, you give the car to a kid when they know driving. You don't give it, they don't know driving. So you
So
need to know that. So I am learning that leadership.
mm,
Without that role, I have learned a lot what a leader has to be, how he has to execute. I have done that. I have managed the teams. It's not that not doing it. But a next level leader, you have to grow to that level.
beautiful.
So that is what um, I learn every day. What are the leadership things,
Mm.
and how I can grow and grow my career and be the next leader.
Beautiful. Abhishek, I love this. And I'm going to put a QR code just on top for those that are curious about this training. And this is the next free training of PLA. I have been to this more times than I can count, quite literally. Abhishek has been, so many people of our community have been. If even if you came just to this training yourself, you will get so much value of the tools that they have created and refined over years and made sure to implement with incredible results. And, it would be silly of me not to show this just in case someone is curious by any chance. If you'd like to go to the free training, you're all welcome. So I'm just going to pop that here. Thank you, Abhishek. Truly, like you're right. PLA has been a tremendous community with so much value and the wisdom that comes from the leadership team and Vamsi's teachings. It really is incomparable to a lot of what is out there, truly. And
Yeah.
so this brings me to my last but favorite question on the PLA podcast. What is the legacy and impact you're still so excited to leave behind in this world?
Okay. Yeah. So there's something that I didn't talk about. What is so? If you remember, I when I was talking about my childhood, I said like we studied in the lights, right? When I was in my high school or something, right? So one day we saw that the power was not there. We were just studying outside, and then in the lights, I saw there was some rickshaw pullers. Like we near to my house, there was some rickshaw pullers. They used to come and stay there and cook food and all that. Then I just thought about it, like how I can help them out because when I talked to them, I came to know they didn't even knew how to write their names, right? So during that time, I helped them out. To to teach them how to write their names. Okay, there's so many. So what I would like to do, something which can be written as a legacy is. I would like to do something for those people who don't know and they are not literate enough, at least to know what they can do with them, at least writing their names and not be cheated in daily activities. So what I see is that the AI, which we can help it out,
Yeah.
where I can develop something where it can understand what they can do and develop, and they can learn writing their name, their sign. They can read the basics, and that is what is I'm thinking. I have to do it. Uh, how I will do it, I don't know, but I have a vision that I have to do something for those underprivileged
Wow.
who cannot afford that, and there have been a lot of that whom I have seen. So I would like to do something, and that will be a legacy where this whole AI thing can be used, can for the humanity.
Incredible. I love this so much. I mean, you're speaking directly to my heart with my love for philanthropy in the world and giving back to humanity, especially to those less privileged than the gifts that we've been able to receive in this lifetime. So, huge thank you, Abhishek, for that beautiful vision and dream, and wishing you an absolute major success with it. May it change the world and those who need it most. And I wanted to thank you for your time, for your wisdom, for your heart, and for participating and being an incredible guest on the PLA podcast today.
Thank you. And this goes to our leaders who are doing the servant leadership with bringing in the change with the 1% crazy people who want to achieve something in life, something outside of the routine, not deviating away from what they do daily. So, and try to achieve something new. So, yeah, anyone who's listening to it, I would recommend to scan the QR code and go and learn. There have been so many blessings, Brandon. It is blessing. I cannot say I do the his exercises every day in some other form, and I love it. It has changed a lot, and yeah, and just feel the change, and it will. I'm sure you will also feel the
Mhm.
same as we are. I feel so. Yeah. Thank you,
Incredible.
Dunya.
Such a pleasure, Abhishek. And we'll catch you all for the next episode of the PLA podcast. Have a beautiful
Thank
day,
you.
everyone.
Pleasure is. Thank you. Pleasure is mine.